What's going on, everybody? Danny Koker here, aka The Count. Thanks for tuning in to Count's Customs YouTube channel for another episode of Counts on Cars, where I like to talk about the Counting Cars episode that you may have just watched. We had a lot of cool stuff in this one. A really good friend of mine, a guy that I have a ton of respect for in the music industry, DJ Ashba. He's an amazing guy. He writes unbelievable music, amazing guitarist. But on top of it all, man, he's a friend, and he is a super nice guy. We've been friends for an awfully long time, and he's brought a few cars to me over the years. And something that I really like about DJ is he's fearless, man. He's absolutely fearless. He just goes for it. So, you know, this cat rolls up in a brand spanking new McLaren. This car was brand new. Spider. It looks like a coupe, but the top just, you know, folds up, does all this crazy mechanical transformer thing. But what I really dug is the fact that, I'm not kidding you when I say it's a brand new car. This car, it was no miles on it. He just got it. And this is where I say DJ is fearless, man. He just shows up and brings it to me. And this car is, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars, plural. It's a really expensive car. No fear. Once you take this car, I want you to put a little personalization on it. Make it DJ's McLaren, not just anybody's McLaren, as if you're going to see another McLaren at the red light like this one sitting next to you. It's crazy. You just don't see these cars. And this car came to us in gloss black. So all he wanted to do was personalize it by highlighting a lot of the body lines in satin black. To give it that contrast of gloss versus satin on this car. And he really had a really clear vision on it. So we really followed his lead as to what he was looking for. Of course, we take a little different path here and there along the way, because as you progress in working on a vehicle, sometimes the vehicle just tells you, no, wait, go this way instead of that way. So, you know, there's a little bit of variations along the way, but it was all about adding the satin black to the gloss black on the car. I knew it was going to work. I saw what he was seeing. This McLaren has so many beautiful and amazing body lines and different depths in the car, like certain vents are tucked and then there's other body parts that are further out. Things like that when the car was just gloss black on top of gloss black on top of gloss black, you kind of lost a lot of these lines and a lot of these accents. So by adding the satin to it, it really, in my personal opinion, it really brought out the lines of the car even better than just the factory gloss black paint job. It's just really just came out gorgeous. And on top of it all, I just think it really personalized the car for DJ. Again, it's not like you see a bunch of these McLarens running around. And especially in a town like Vegas, yeah, there's some money in this town for sure. And there's people that have a lot of cool cars in this town for sure. But I don't remember seeing another McLaren like his running around this town. So it was obviously his anyways. But seeing it now in the combination that he digs on it, it's obviously DJ's, and it couldn't be for a cooler cat and a nicer guy. Moving on in the episode, speaking of great guys, I got a huge shout out from my boy Ghetto Bob here at the shop. Bob's fantastic. He is talented in every respect on a vehicle, but you know his fortes come in with things like custom electronics, custom stereo work, custom interior work, custom consoles, custom door panels, custom trunk panels, all this type of stuff. You know, he hand makes this stuff. And to have him here with Count's Customs and part of the team, and I've known Bob for years. I know maybe a lot of you out there, you know, may have recently been introduced to Bob through through the television show and or through our social media. But you know, Ghetto Bob and I, we go back, good Lord, 15, 16, 17 years. I don't know. We go back a long ways. So we've known each other an awfully long time, and I've known his talent forever. And it's an honor to have him here at the shop, because he is really fantastic. But what he did in this particular episode was great, because once again, man, it was that father-son connection. And that is really important to me. And ironically enough, too, this was a project, a car that was his dad's car. It was a 66 Mustang Fastback. Was his dad's car that needed to be restored, needed to be completely done up. And Bob completely did the car. And we did it here at the shop, worked with Bob. Bob took the lead on this build because it was for his dad. And that connection between father and son and over a 66 Mustang sounds really familiar to me, because that's right where my heart lies. All these cars, you know, started for me with, you know, working with my father, and we started too together on a 66 Mustang. So it was just, it was an interesting thing, but I really enjoyed watching this whole thing come together for Ghetto Bob and for his dad. The car, gorgeous. Needed a lot of metal work, needed a lot of metal fab. Car was reasonably solid, but there was a lot of metal that had to get replaced on the car. So spent some time in the fab shop. It's beautiful as far as the body is concerned. You know, like we do here with everything, we take it down to the bare metal, and or if it's a glass car, the bare glass, and make sure we fix and repair everything, replace everything properly before we move on. So I know that that this Mustang is 100% rust-free, gorgeous car. You know, custom suspension components on this car to make it sit right, to make it handle right. Did the Willwood brakes on it, so this thing stops like crazy. The stance was proper. The wheel and tire combo absolutely proper on this car. You know, he did the old school GT grill bar with the fog lights on it and a whole bit. The color combo on this car was gorgeous with that orange and that charcoal. And I know it had to do with Bob's dad's school. I think those were his school colors. Also on the back of the car, I like how he used the Shelby long style taillights in the rear panel, and then ran like the GT exhaust through the rear valance on it. The color combo, you know, Ryan did an amazing job. You talk about, you know, orange and charcoal and this and that, and it's like, what? But the layout on it was just unique, different. It's not like you've seen anywhere before. The colors were gorgeous. Ryan just does that great job, and to pay respect to Ghetto Bob's dad's school was you know, way cool. Car was outfitted with a very healthy, very strong 302 Ford from Blueprint Engineering that just, you know, built a wicked engine, and then it's got a 5-speed manual trans, so he's got the overdrive on it. Interior was very much paid respect to a factory style interior, but of course with the right Ghetto Bob modifications to it, including a beautiful DLS custom stereo in it. This car was a beautiful car. This is the kind of 66 Mustang that anybody would enjoy driving daily if they wanted to. The very fast car, handles great, stops great, ice cold air conditioning, all the goodies on it. So the car itself was just staggeringly beautiful, but to me, the real story behind that car was the connection between Ghetto Bob and his dad. And his dad was so got and so happy over this build, and then to see Ghetto Bob so happy for his dad, and that Bob got to do this for his dad, and the love between those two is strong as it should be between a father and son. It's just a beautiful story and a beautiful car and just really good stuff. So I particularly enjoyed that one a lot. Lastly, this one just gets to me. 67 GTO. Those of you that know me know I got a thing for these cars. I had one. You guys are probably familiar with it. That beautiful blue with the black convertible top, black interior. You know, I was going to keep that car forever. And really, really, really loved that car. And, you know, one day a gentleman came into the shop and he had to have that car. And, you know, I told him it wasn't for sale, but it's like they say, everything's for sale, right? If the number's right. And the gentleman just kept insisting that he was going to buy it. And he finally threw out a number where, I'll be darned, he was right. So my 67 GTO left. So this 67 GTO, you know, was driving me crazy because it's just a gorgeous car. Everything is custom on this car. Under the hood, LS3 from Turnkey. They do a magnificent job on building those LS engines. You know, backed up with the 4L65 automatic overdrive trans. You've got tons, gobs of horsepower, but it's literally turn the key and drive it every day. It behaves totally normal every day. All kinds of oomph to get out of the hole, but you get on a highway and the overdrive gears take over and the car just cruises. Suspension wise, man, we went all Hotchkiss, everything underneath this car. So this car handles. It's the thing about old muscle cars. Old muscle cars back in the day usually had a whole lot of engine, so they would go like crazy, but old muscle cars never really turned very well and never really stopped very well. So I really enjoy doing things like giving them gobs of horsepower so they go like crazy, but stuff like the Hotchkiss suspension also makes it handle fantastic. And then outfitting it with Willwood brakes makes the car stop. So now you've got a car that really goes, really turns, and really stops, and is everyday driver dependable. And turn on your ice cold air conditioning and roll up your power windows, all wrapped up in a 67 GTO body. And it's just gorgeous. Inside this GTO is absolutely stunning. It's all like a tan leather, overstuffed, plush, fat, gorgeous. You know, and we've got a machine here now that I don't know what you want to call it. If it's etching or tattooing or, you know, you lay your material in there and the darn thing just kind of like tattoos whatever you want to put in it. So, you know, the seats had the custom medical insignia in it and an Accounts Customs cross in the back. Ghetto Bob made a gorgeous custom console, beautiful custom wood grain dash, Dakota digital gauges, custom shifter, custom steering wheel, the trunk completely outfitted to match the interior. The car was just gorgeous. And then Ryan, man, my man Ryan Evans, his paint jobs are just unbelievable. This car is it's a candy red, but it's like a whole different type of candy red. It's not really dark and it's not really bright and it's somewhere in between, and it's just one of those funky colors that Ryan comes up with, and just gorgeous, really buried, subtle ghost flames throughout the car, which just looks so great on a 67 GTO because that body style's got all those beautiful lines on it. This car, it was beautiful, and it was probably one of the nicest 67 GTOs I've ever seen in my entire life, which leads to the challenge. The challenge for me on this car was letting it go. I couldn't stand it. I'm still kicking myself for selling my 67 GTO. I'll be honest with you, man. My 67 GTO was a fantastic car, and I loved it, and it was a great street car. But this one in this episode, nicer car, better car, all the way around. And it was impossible for me to watch this car go. I just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Refused to do it. I can't help myself. I am that car freak, man. I can't help myself. But once again, huge props to my team here at Accounts Customs, man. It never stops. When we found this GTO, it was a great car to start with. So the finished product really shows that we started with a great car. We started with pretty much a survivor. Definitely needed full restoration, definitely needed a ton of love, but the car was all there and it was in great condition, which just made the end product that much better. So hugely proud of my team. Very stoked for the customers, the folks that got that GTO. They are so happy, and they should be, because that car is amazing. DJ with his McLaren, he's thrilled. You know, I just talked to him just the other day, and he's just having so much fun in that car. And Ghetto Bob and his dad, man, that was good stuff. That was good stuff. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. This was a lot of fun to do, and you know, it takes us an awfully long time to get these shows done, because we're truly building these cars from the ground up. So it's fun to see it all come together, and it's fun to see people leave happy. So I appreciate you guys enjoying the show, and I appreciate you guys coming over here to the Counts Customs YouTube channel. I encourage you to hit that subscribe button, and you'll get notifications when new stuff is coming up on the YouTube channel. We're going to keep doing Counts on Cars, where I'll give you afterthoughts of the episodes that air, kind of a little bit more in-depth detail on the build and on the car, on whatever vehicles that we're doing. And there's a lot of other stuff we do on the Counts Customs YouTube channel that I want you to get notifications for, because we keep putting out a lot of cool car guy stuff. So subscribe to that. Stay tuned with us, and just appreciate y'all watching, man. You guys absolutely rock, man. We love you. Everybody here at Counts Customs, man, we love you guys. So thank you for allowing us to do what we do. You rock. We'll see you next time.